Okay, so I'm going to go over the 3D warehouse in SketchUp, okay? Um, People basically draw things in SketchUp that they upload to the warehouse so that you can download them for your models, okay? Just about anything that you can think of is in the 3D warehouse. So I'm going to show you, they're called components when you download them, so I'm going to show you how to rotate these components, how to move them, how to resize them, how to edit them, all kinds of stuff. So I'm going to go to the warehouse, and right here on the right side, it's like three little blocks. It says components, and then search 3D warehouse. So I'm going to look for, let's go for a chair. Okay. I'll try this one. So you click on it. I would say if it says this, you selected a big model, this might slow it down. I wouldn't do anything that big. Let's try something else. Yeah, this looks good enough. Couch, and click to place, okay? Right now, this box on it is blue because it's selected. And you'll notice sometimes your stuff, it'll import, it'll be, or download, it'll be upside down or all kinds of stuff. So again, I'm going to show you how to fix that. The first thing that I think we're going to go over is how to resize this. Now this is sized fairly appropriately. However, I'm going to go, I don't know what that means. I can't remember where scale is. It's in with move. Okay, move tool. I'm going to take this and I'm going to select this component, okay? Because again, they are called components from the warehouse. So it is in right here with your move tool. If you grab it from one of these middle handles, it will drag it out of proportion. However, if you grab it from a corner handle, it keeps it all in proportion for you, okay? You also probably want to know how to move this. I use the move tool. I would not suggest using rotate. Okay, the move tool will let you move this as needed, and I will tell you there are times you will put something in there and it will sink into the ground or it will be floating in the air. Okay, what's good about this program is it kind of uses these little things called inference points. So like I can take this, they say you infer to different lines. I can take this, let's say I want this, and I don't even think it's really floating, but there it goes. Okay, so that's floating up in the air. I can take this and touch it to a line and it will snap into place. Okay, typically you do want to grab this from the bottom of it and move it that way. It takes your cursor sometimes as the ground level and it will sink it into the ground like that. So I typically grab these components from the bottom. You're also going to want to know how to rotate. Right now, I don't know if you can see these little red X's, and I still have the move tool. These little red X's are going to allow you to move and rotate this. So I can rotate this, put my cursor on it, you get a wheel. And again, I'm just using the move tool. You can rotate this from like any side, okay? People get frustrated because they say, how do I turn this around? Right now, I'm in a terrible angle, okay? I can't see the top of my component. So what you have to do is get a good view of the top, and then those X's will show up. Like I can't turn this. If I'm at a bad angle, I can't turn this. So put your X on it, click and drag. Okay, the next thing I'm going to show you is how to edit these. I'm going to go ahead and download something else. Uh-oh. I have no idea where this couch is. So I'm just going to get rid of that person. Okay. I'm going to rotate this. Let's scale it up a little bit. Okay, so there's the other couch. All right, so what I'm going to do first, as I said, these are called components. I'm going to right click and I'm going to click explode. What they do is they group all the pieces together. I click explode and it starts breaking it into pieces. Right click, explode. When you cannot click that anymore, it is broken down as simple as possible. So I can go through here and take my little paint bucket, and let's change this material. I'm going to search my materials. Oof, these are all pretty ugly fabrics. Let's try pattern. All right, so I can color it. That's not much better, but oh well. I'm going to color it with that pattern. Now here's the issue. Actually, before I even get to that, I'm going to break this one apart and color this too. So I'm going to click explode, right click explode, and I'm going to keep clicking it till I can't click anymore. There's times you'll have to click that like 10 times because they have stuff grouped together so much. I'm going to color, I'm going to change the wood color on this one. So I'm going to take my paint bucket again. And where's the wood? There it is. And I'm going to color it with this. I'm not going to spend time coloring this whole thing. Oh, actually, I think, well, that did it. What's good about this, with the paint bucket, you have this little eyedropper. So if I were to, and it's called sample material, if I were to take this and click on it, you're going to notice, if I go back to home, you have to be in home for this. If I go to home and I take my sample material with my little eyedropper, you have an option to edit material and you can adjust the color. If your computer will move fast enough, so I can change that wood color if I wanted to. Yeah, I want to make it, I don't know, like a blue. Okay, and I'll show you that again. So let's do this one. So you go to in your paint bucket, you have to be in this little, it's kind of ridiculous the way they make you do this. You have to be in this little home tab. Take your little eyedropper, which is sample material, you click on it, edit, and then I can change that. Okay, you get the point. All right, so right now, if I go to move this, I really can't. I mean, I could select the whole thing and move it that way. That's just kind of, I wouldn't do that. So what you'll see is if I go to move this, it's all in a bunch of pieces. What you'll want to do is put this back together. So I'm going to show you the difference between a component and a group. For what we do, I think you should just group things together. But I'm going to take my select tool and I'm going to select this. I'm going to right click and I'll make this one a component to put it back together. Okay. And if it ever loads, I'm going to take this one, right click, and I'm going to make it a group. Okay. You have to select the whole thing. And I will tell you, if you triple click on an item, it will select the whole thing. So click, 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 all selected. Make group, and it's all put back together. Here's the difference in these. I'm going to copy these, and all you do to copy is make your selection, you move it, and you press Control on your keyboard. Select, move tool, press Control, and it will copy. Okay. I'm going to go ahead, and you can double click on these to edit as well. So double click. I'm going to take my paint bucket. I'm going to change the color. What you'll see, this one right here is the component. If I change one, it changes all of my copies. If I double click on this group and I want to change the color, you'll notice it does not. The groups are individual. So that's really the only difference you need to know. And for what we do, I would really just group things together. I will say, if you're going to break things apart, don't start exploding stuff in your model. You do that and you start breaking it into pieces, it might get caught on your floor or a different, like a line in your model, and it might become a mess. So anything you edit, you probably want to take it and drag it out of your model to edit and then put it back in.